what we've got here is a over 50-year-old machine that was actually used to do some of David Piper's race cars back in the day, because the man who does this for us was the man who was doing it. What we want is all the bottom end of the engine going around nice and smoothly. So all the conrods that we've got, these are all weight stamped, and we'll show you how to do the conrods in a minute. But you want everything to be the same weight. We want everything to go around nice and smoothly and not be out of balance, because if it's out of balance, something's going to break, because a half a gram or a milligram at this level, when it's doing 7,000-8,000 revs, becomes very heavy, and that's when rods start to go out the side of engines and cars start to shake. So balancing it accurately now, and as we say, this machine's been used for 50 years and it's still working today. So what we're going to do, we've just stuck some plasticine on here so we can show you how it works, and then we'll take the plasticine off and show you how it's balanced. Okay, so as you can see now, just with a very small amount of plasticine on the webbing, we've got a very out of balance crankshaft. And as you can see now, with the plasticine off, the needles are still, and with some fine adjusting, what they do is very small drillings in the webbing to take out fractions of weights of metal. That'll get that balanced perfectly. Okay, so now we've done the crankshaft. We know the crankshaft's right, but there's a lot of other bits that go around. So we've got a very heavy flywheel that goes on the end of the crankshaft here. So this gets balanced on its own, then it gets added to the crank, and it gets balanced as an assembly. And also on the other end of the crankshaft, you've got a damper that also runs the V-belts. That's fairly heavy. This has already been balanced, so that gets put on this end. So the whole rotating components at the end of the engine are all balanced as one piece. Okay, we spoke about conrods earlier, and here we are with the very, very old Avery conrod balancing machine. We already know the rods are the same basic weight because they're all stamped the same. Now, we spend a lot of time balancing the crankshaft, so we don't want to put out of balance conrods onto the crankshaft. So we want to make sure that the spread of the weight, all the big ends are all exactly the same, otherwise it's going to upset what we've already done. So by putting it on this scale, and you can see very, very fine adjustments here, we're talking fractions of a gram to make sure these are perfectly balanced.